Hi and welcome to Rabid Mining, and today we're going to look at Windows 10 versus Hiveos. Now we're not getting into the setups or anything. If you would like to see that, just leave a comment below and we can show you how to install both of those. But for the meantime, we're just going to look at power consumption and hash rates, as well as I just hooked up the 240. My cables came in, so I'm doing a power test there to see how much it consumes on 240, 30 amp, and with a drock meter to do my measurements. Because my PDU is not metered, you will save yourself a ton of money, like 50%, if you get a PDU that's non-metered over metered. Just FYI, if money's not an option, then just get it metered and everything looks cool and it's huge. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed yet, you're new to the channel, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into this video. Alright, so here we have rig 2. It was a solid RX 570 4 gig rig, 6 of them, running about 176.2 mega hash for a total there, and we have 0 invalid shares, 0 stale, and 994 valid. So it's doing pretty good. That's in Windows 10, so you can mine with 4 gig cards in Windows 10. Okay, so here you can see the wattage used for rig 1 and rig 2. Rig 1 it's the same as rig 2, except it has 4 570s or 580s with it, 3 of which are 8 gig and 1 4 gig, and 1 570 on rig 1 is an 8 gig and 1 is 4. So you can see here we have a total watts of 1773. Now, I don't know, you can see I'm going through the settings here, but in Hive I was actually getting 1100 watts on rig 1 and about a little over 1,000 on rig 2, but we did fix that problem after watching a Red Panda mining video, and we'll get to that when we get into Hiveos here. But that's the power draw I am seeing right now coming from Windows 10, which was lower at the time of Hive. And just want to point out my total mega hash for both rigs is about 360. Alright, so here we are in Hiveos. Now, first thing we see right off the bat here is our mega hash is slightly higher, 367.5. Now we can take a look here, rig 1. Here we have our 588 gig, 584 gig, 588, 8, 574, and a 578. And they're all pumping about at least 30 mega hash. Sitting temperatures around, highest one here is 52. And we're running 1150 core, 1 DPM, 850 throughout them all. And on the 8 gigs, I'm running 2100. And it's putting out, I got 12 rejected shares. I'll get into that in a minute. But what am I looking at here? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, we're pumping out 186, which is about 2 more than I am using Phoenix Miner as well, just like what I was using in Windows. Now, here's the pumper. Well, actually, we'll get into the pumper. I don't even know what I'm talking about. We'll get into the clocks here. We'll take a look at number 2, and then we'll look at our wattage ratings here. Now this is a straight 570 rig, all of them 4 gigs, and they're all over 30 mega hash a piece. Pretty much the same card going through them all, except for this guy. No matter what I do, I cannot get this guy under a 900. Like, I drop it at all and it'll crash. And you can see here, its BIOS is different too. It's the only card that stands out, so it's probably this guy right here. I'm assuming that's the only different card. I think that's an MSI Gaming, but don't quote me on that. But as for the rest, all the cards seem to be running good. I can drop this to 800. This I think has to stay to 850. This one could maybe go to 820, and then these two I can drop to 800. And it'll run fairly stable. But I was getting a lot of rejected share issue, and I'll show you why here. We actually recently had a roof done, so I'm thinking it's an internet problem over at Hive, because I was thinking it was a Hive problem, because ever since I switched over, even when I'm using my gaming PC, I was just getting invalid shares and everything like crazy. And I got an inactive worker, so we got something going on. Oh yeah, never mind. That's my gaming PC. I took it offline to make this video, so we don't have to worry about that. But we're going to go into their overview here, and you can see all our stale shares and everything. And right about here, I turned it off and reset it. I was going between different miners and all sorts of stuff, Team Red Miner, everything. And I just kept getting invalid, rejected, and stale shares. Right here, I turned it off and switched back over to Phoenix. And as you can see, the stale shares dropped dramatically prepared for the rest of the day. So that's what I turn. Usually we turn Wi-Fi off before I go to bed, but I have everything hardwired in and we're not using our internet, so I think we have a problem with our bandwidth. So I do have new internet coming on Friday. Hopefully it helps. But we did get our roof done, and our ExploreNet up top on the roof there may not be quite exactly pointing where it should be. So that that is what I'm thinking our problem is here. So that could be it. If not, then it'll be something else. We'll find out when our internet gets fixed and we get our new stuff on Friday, hopefully. And maybe this will balance out, because I don't want to pay for Hive if I don't have to. I only have 2 rigs, and I use my gaming computer and Windows. So I was actually thinking about paying for this, pointing it at a different pool just to test it, because I don't know, what are your guys' hash rates like, and shit's stale versus invalid and rejected on Hiveos? Because let me know in the comments, because I am quite curious, but I'm thinking I just have an internet problem there. But we'll go back here and we'll take a look at our power consumption. As you see, our mega hash is up, so that's always a bonus. Alright, so here we are. I just wanted, before we look at our watts here, because it's with the lows I can get for running this stable, thinking on my hash rate. Like I said, I could lower everything lower, but once I fix the internet, then I'll fine tune these. But right now everything seems to be working as good as I can get it. But right here, to get your thing, is this little green button right here. This was not setting for me, and that is why I was seeing higher watt usage, power consumption over Windows. So make sure it's clicked on. I had it clicked on before, and for some reason, just make sure you go through each card and make sure it's on every card, because without that, then it doesn't want to set these voltages, and you're actually not undervolting it at all unless that's clicked. It just won't apply them for some reason. I thought it was just Hive. I kept trying, messing around with it, and I really wanted to love Hive because it's so easy to use once you're in it, see everything. But it's just, I couldn't get, I was using too much power, and I had to keep going back to Windows. But that seems to be the fix. I just saw it in the Red Panda mining video. I had it clicked on before, but for some reason, and I updated it, and now it actually works. It's some of these it was missing. Like I had it maybe on 2, and then the rest all like were off. So just double check, make sure all your cards have that clicked on, and it will apply your undervolts and reduce your power consumption. So now let's just take a quick peek and look into our actual power usage right now. Alright, so here we are sitting at about 815 on rig 1 and about 789, 790 on rig 2, which is about 1605 watts in Hiveos. Now Windows 10 we were doing 1773, so we actually increased our hash rate and dropped our total power consumption, which is a plus in my bonus. Well, anyway, something else that's interesting is here we're about to show you what it looks like on my 240 volt system, which is now what I have everything running off of. Alright, so here we are. I'd say we're averaging about 15 watts, 1515. Now the watts should be pretty close to the same. The watts does not drop on 240. You should be using the same amount of power. What drops is actually your amps will be cut in half, which makes it more efficient and less heat and less energy loss. Now if I'm wrong, I don't know, let me know in the comments below, but I think one of my meters is wrong. I'm just not sure which one is yet, but it's just a nice number to kind of know what you're at. So let me know in the comments what you think. Well, there we have it. Difference on IC through Windows 10 and Hiveos, power-wise, mega hash-wise, and whatnot. Sure, there's a lot more fine-tuning I can do, and these numbers will change. Once I get my internet stuff fixed, then I can try and drop those numbers some more, reduce our power consumption. But what I really want to know is which meter is actually off, because I'm pretty sure that the wattage should be the same. It doesn't matter if you're on 120 or 240. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Rabid out.